On yesterday, during one of the conversations, Dr. Wayne Tripp, who is one of the co-directors of the program, challenged the group to talk about a situation where they, on the one hand, felt powerful, and on the other hand, where they felt powerless. And as they were sharing, he asked, is there a situation where you began feeling powerless, but in fact you turned it into being powerful? And so I shared an example of what happened to me during my first year as superintendent. I had gone to visit with the teachers at one of the high schools, and I went there because I received some comments that teachers in the vocational technical department didn't think that the new superintendent, referring to me, was supportive of vocational and technical education. And so I scheduled the meeting, a faculty meeting after school, and I purposefully scheduled it in the VOTEC wing of the school. It was a building, and in that classroom. And the principal introduced me to the faculty, and I stood before them. Understand that these folks didn't know me. I had only been here 6-8 months. And I began by greeting them and telling them how pleased I was there. I was looking forward to getting to know them better. And then I made the comment that I wanted to assure them that I was supportive of vocational technical education. And just as I finished saying technical education, there was this pause before I continued, and I heard a comment from the group. It was a man, and he said, "That's bull." Well, my mind raced a little, and I thought, okay, what do I do with this? And I'm reflecting on this, what just happened. I paused, and it seemed like an eternity to me, and I'm sure to them. It was very quiet in the room. It was quiet, and what I said was, it was quiet enough that you could hear a rat walking on cotton in a windstorm. It was still, it was so quiet. And I said, just give me just a moment. I turned from the podium and walked outside the classroom. And at this point, I'm still thinking, okay, now, what do you do with this? And I decided, after being out 3 or 4 minutes, that I would do nothing at this point. And so I came back in to the podium where I was and picked up where I had left off and continued. And when the meeting ended and people came and greeted me and thanked me for coming, I said to the principal, "You get him in your office. I want to talk to him." And which she did. And when we got to the principal's office, he was there before I got there. And I walked in, and he began to apologize and then immediately explain why he had done what he had done, and said that he regretted it and he didn't mean it that way. I really didn't have to say anything at that point. He ultimately resigned, not from any pressure, not because of pressure from me, but he resigned before the year was over. What I found out was that he was had been having some issues. He was disgruntled, but he also was exhibiting some signs of stress. And I don't think he was an effective teacher, but he did resign on his own. So it took care of itself. And as I thought about it, had I done anything else other than that, it probably would have made it worse. But at the moment that he said it, I was feeling powerless to do anything, because whatever I did other than keep quiet would possibly have made the situation worse. Certainly would have given those teachers a negative impression of me and my ability to handle situations. It turned out that what at the moment was a powerless situation turned into being a very powerful situation.